This is Mitch, and welcome to the 1000houses.com podcast. I'm here with Italina Kirknis, and she's coming to us from, what did you say, California?
California.
What part?
I'm in the East Bay, Northern California.
All right, California. We're going to be talking about LinkedIn and how to network with LinkedIn and why it's important and how you might proliferate there. So please, let's take one moment to thank our sponsor, livecom.com, livecom.com. If you are not using a texting lead generation smartphone number, cell phone number capture system, then check out Livecom. It's put me 4 days on the market in the last 200 houses that I've bought and sold. So 4 days on the market, thanks to Livecom and a couple of neat little ideas that they have. All right, with no further ado, Italina, tell us a little bit about how you got into social media marketing.
Sure. So I actually worked in the legal field, which is why if you connect with me on LinkedIn, you'll see JD behind my name, Juris Doctorate. So sure, I had a quote unquote successful career, but I was actually miserable, which is not success at all. So I knew I was going to shift careers. I knew that I was going to be Googled and people were going to be looking me up. And one of the things that comes up when you're Googled is your LinkedIn profile. So I thought, well, I better get that in order. I completely rewrote my LinkedIn profile so I looked marketable and credible, and so that my personality would also shine through so I could stand out from others. Once I got my profile in order, I also thought, well, I also need to be putting myself out there. So I started doing what we call today posting. This was 10 years ago. So at the time, we weren't talking about personal branding and marketing, social media the way we are today. Next, I'm being messaged on LinkedIn by companies saying, Italina, we see what you're doing. We love it. You're everywhere. We want you to do that for us. And I scratched my head because I was actually looking for a job and they didn't even know what to call it. They didn't have a job title for me. So I thought, sure, I can do this on the side while I look for a job. Another company messaged me wanting the same thing. A small business asked me the same thing. Small business owner, individual business owner asked the same thing. Next thing you know, Mitch, I'm having trouble finding time to go on job interviews and look for a job. I realized this seems to be a huge need. It took me a couple of years to make the leap, but I went ahead and started my social media agency 2 years later.
Yeah. So what is the thought process to leave something kind of known to going into the unknown? Tell me about that thought process.
Like I said, it took me 2 years. It wasn't something I jumped into. I thought it was crazy. I didn't understand, it wasn't, social media was not an industry at the time. If you looked up social media manager, nothing came up. So it definitely took me 2 years to finally get it, that this is the evolution. This is where we're headed.
Yeah. One thing about whatever strategy you're using to bring in the income, if you're not into market, everybody, the first department's marketing. Like if there's no customers, there's no anything. So it's a huge problem because a lot of people go into business and they want to just ignore marketing. Like people are just going to flock to their door. You can have the greatest idea in the world, but if people don't know,
totally,
you're going to go broke before you get started, right? So,
right.
And there's so many free venues. So why LinkedIn? Why not some of these other venues? There's a lot of different venues.
Sure. The three biggies are LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Somebody is on at least one of the three, or even if I like to say, even just because if I don't love using a site or I'm not on there, there's millions of other people who are looking up my credibility, my value, my market, right? All these things that set me apart, all of these things they're looking for that online. So back when websites became a big thing, everybody cared that you had a website and that you were there. That was your online presence. Today it's social media. Are you there? And if we're not, it's like driving by a brick and mortar and seeing, oh my God, the paint is chipped, the sign is hanging, the lights are off. It's like that. right? And you think twice, is this a legitimate business? Is this a legitimate company? So having an online presence today is that. I talk about LinkedIn just because most of us have a LinkedIn account. Whether we use it is another story, right? It's like having a gym membership and not going. So whether we use it is another story. But Eric, if we are Google, let's say we step back and look at the big picture. It's not even just about LinkedIn. It's about the fact that people are Googling you. And when you're Googled, one of the first things that pops up is LinkedIn. So that's why LinkedIn.
So there's putting your name out there, but some people don't understand what branding is. Like, you have to, what's your story? Can you explain to us the difference between just like introducing yourself and then building a brand? Like, what's the difference between a brand and like, hi, I'm in business and I sell eggs,
Yeah. Okay. So the first branding, or we'll say this, introducing yourself, marketing, that's sharing facts. This is my name. This is what I sell. This is how long I've been doing it for. Those are facts. And if we remember school days, remembering facts is difficult. However, brand is a story. We remember stories. Stories, we remember, they invoke a feeling. So that is the difference between building a brand. And if anyone were to connect with me on LinkedIn or on Instagram, I don't know how your presence is there on Instagram, Mitch, but you connect with me on LinkedIn, on Instagram. People can see, oh my gosh, she's a tennis player. Oh my gosh, she is a public speaker. Wow, look at all these bright colors, right? Those all invoke feelings. And when people go to my Instagram, for example, the first thing they say, oh my God, your Instagram is beautiful, which means it's memorable. That's what we need. We want to be top of mind, remembered when a need arises. So they can actually connect with me if they type my name in, Italina Kirknis on LinkedIn or at Italina K on Instagram. Brands, we remember. Marketing, facts, we forget.
Okay, so and also, did you mention Facebook? Because I didn't hear you mention anything about that.
I did. I said the three biggies are LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Absolutely.
And so, I think some people get off on the wrong foot and all they want to do is sell, sell, sell. You just said in your Instagram, they would learn that you play tennis and probably a lot of other personal issues that really don't have anything to do with what you do. So talk about the balance between selling and then being a real person and conveying part of yourself instead of not, something that's not business.
My philosophy is selling should be more stealthy, like more undercover selling. So I would actually say me playing tennis does have something to do with what my business does have something to do, because one, tennis makes up who I am. I wouldn't be who I am today unless I was a tennis player first. So I was a championship tennis player. I traveled all over the world competing. I represented the US in tournaments in Europe. I played with Serena Williams, right? All those things. I was always interviewed. I was in the papers. All those things developed me as a human, as a professional, as an individual, as how I carry myself in my business today. All of that helped shape me and gave me a competitive edge in business. So it absolutely is relevant. And guess what? It relates, it resonates with other people who are either tennis fans or tennis lovers or tennis players, people who played in high school or a little bit in college, right? So it's all of it relates, and it definitely contributes to and relates to your business, and it helps people with connecting with you. So it's all relevant.
I mean, people do business with people that they like or admire, or that they, I don't know, wish they could be more like, or had a life like that or whatever. So I always looked at it like what you said. It's a real soft sell. It's like, I mean, every now and then you come out with a book and, this is where you can get it. I get it. Because, you just came out with your book. You're kind of sharing a victory, but that's how you post it. Hey, I'm sharing a victory today. I just released my book, not like, on special, there's only 5 copies left, and if you don't order now, you're going to miss out on the whole thing.
That's a great example.
Yeah, so I do the same thing. I'm not big on Instagram. Am I missing the boat?
Well, I do get business on Instagram, and my clients do get business on Instagram. Again, it's a matter of, are people using the site? So, for example, when Instagram first came out, I didn't jump on it. I wanted to see how it was going to do. I wanted to see if people were going to take to it. After a couple years, actually, it took us a little while to get on it. Then I decided to pay attention to my Instagram account. Now I have over 7,000 followers and audience that I've curated because they like what I share. They like me. They like my social media services. And we've definitely gotten clients as a result of people just seeing, oh yeah, this is good stuff. I need to do this, think about doing this for myself.
People just need, sometimes people don't know what they don't know, right? So you're going to be giving away a free consult. And I just want everyone to go to 1000houses.com/LinkedIn now. Okay. So if you go over there, that's going to take you to the show notes. Anything we talk about on this show, it's all going to be over there in the show notes. So we haven't there's probably more stuff coming ahead that's going to be over there. But if you want a free consultation with Italina, then go over there to 1000houses.com/LinkedIn now. And there'll be all the contact information, everything you need. And you don't know what you don't know. So, a free consultation, find out, let her review what you've got going on and see if there's any holes or any improvements to be made in your online presence. That's the idea, right?
Absolutely. The thing is, these days, credibility, I think credibility has always been important. And these days, the difference is people are looking online first or conducting an online search first to look for that credibility, to look for that. And I don't want to give anyone any reason to not want to work with me. So I put everything, I make sure my online presence is stellar, that all my information is there. And people who have a consultation with me, they're wanting to see, okay, wait a minute. Often they know, oh, I know I don't look as credible as I could be. I know I haven't touched it in years. I know I just kind of threw something up there because someone told me to one day. So I'm happy to take a look. Our most popular way we've been helping people is getting to know them and rewriting their bios for them, rewriting their LinkedIn profiles for them, Instagram bio, Facebook business page.
All right. And
even
so
doing weekly posts.
What kind of budget does someone need to really prepare for something like that, ballparkish? And by the way, she's stating some numbers now, if she cares to. She has the right to change her numbers, increase them, decrease them, whatever. But today is, November of 2021. So November 11, 2021. So that's what it is today. But, these things get archived sometimes for quite a while. So
yeah,
I wanted to make that disclaimer.
I'm so glad you did. Yeah. And then one thing I have been doing, Mitch, is being really flexible with people. I actually had somebody say, I need to break it up into payments, and I let him decide how many payments he needed. So I've been really flexible with people. So I always tell people, hey, even though this is what it is, hey, I'm willing to work with you. We can break it up into comfortable payments. So I like to say, hey, let's just have that chat in a consultation, and then we can we'll talk about the vision, and then we'll get to the numbers.
Okay. So do you have a case study that we could share with us that really made a difference in one of your clients?
Absolutely. So for example, one woman, like many of our clients, they're in business. Oh, I've been in business for 30 years, 20 years. And now they need their online presence to catch up with that experience and expertise. So I had a woman, she's great at what she did. She's in real estate, and her online presence, you'd never know it. You'd never know all of her success and accomplishments as a result. So after she became a client, again, my team and I, we get to know each person individually. From there, we're able to brainstorm and do our own research. We completely rewrote her entire profile for her LinkedIn profile, her Instagram bio, her Facebook business page, completely redid it. Next thing you know, she's getting messages on LinkedIn. People are messaging her on Facebook, because what happens is as soon as you make some updates like that, we actually send a notification to all of your connections, your followers. So all of a sudden she's getting all this traffic. Hey, I've been meaning to call you. Oh, I was just looking for your information, right? All of a sudden she's back top of mind again with her audience. So I've experienced people getting messages right away. I've been meaning to call you. Oh, I need help with this.
Yeah.
Again, not magic, just people being out in front of people. People don't remember you or know you. They can't use your amazing service or expertise.
Yeah. And I think people underestimate it, especially the old timers, because they've been doing all this time without it and they've never needed it before. And oh, the heck with that online stuff. No, 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 because you'll be like a dinosaur. You're going to die. You're going to die out there because everybody else is taking advantage of it. It's also very cost effective. Sometimes you pay this stuff up front and you get it going, but it goes on forever and is accurate and correct and beautiful and delivering the right message on and on, day after day after day. So you could say, well, man, that cost me $2,000 last month. I said, yeah, $2,000, and it's gonna be good for the next 3 years. Not a lot of money, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, you're absolutely right.
It's not good for the next 5 years. I don't know, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying. I was telling people about a company I had, and it's a little sidestep, but I'm going to plug my sponsor here. Livecom, collects cell phone numbers from people that call a Livecom number. It's a smartphone number. It has a text distribution list attached to it. And whenever someone calls a Livecom phone number, it grabs the cell phone number, puts it in a text distribution. And, the guy was saying, well, I only have like 4 houses today to sell, and I'm going to have to do that. I says, yeah, but you're going to be collecting phone numbers from people that buy houses in that region. And you'll be able to use those phone numbers for every house you have. So, I mean, all of a sudden it shrinks. This is how I got into 4 days on market. I have 10,000 people that have called my phone numbers for my seller financed homes. I seller finance homes. 10,000 people called me and they didn't buy that home, but they're still interested on maybe the next home I have. So I can send out a text to 10,000 people, hit them right between the eyes. And maybe there's a good connection between like LinkedIn and Instagram and free recorded message. Learn the 10 ways to up your LinkedIn account. And they call, and then all of a sudden, Italina, you have a phone number to call because someone wanted to download the 10 reasons that they needed to know how to make the perfect LinkedIn account. So there's a lot of ways to use smartphone numbers, and you can tie them in anywhere. I was just trying to make the point that when you spend money in the right places, even if it's a little expensive right now, it can be spread out over many, many, many different avenues and for many years. And if you look at it like that, I think you become a bigger winner.
For sure.
How many people do you have helping float your boat? You have an organization?
Yeah, so we have an agency. I have 4 other people who work with me. We have clients across 16 different states. We're working on going international.
And how do you get your business?
Well, obviously I preach. So of course I get business from my online presence. I wake up to DMs on my Instagram, messages from my LinkedIn, Facebook messages, as well as emails. Because when I post something, for example, I'll even give them an option. Email me saying you want to find out more, and I'll get emails saying I want to find out more, right? Also, I'm a speaker. I'm here as a guest on your podcast. I give over 40 talks a year on various real estate stages. I just spoke for NAR. I've spoken for Inman, right? So I speak at huge offices and huge conferences. So obviously people get to know me that way.
All right. And do you have is there a special clientele that seems to gravitate towards you, or is it just all across the board?
Yeah. So all of our marketing, you'll see it speaks to the real estate world. So we have developers, realtors, contractors, insurance, right? It takes a village. So we have those types of clients. They're in real estate in some form or fashion. Do they have to be? No. What our clients have in common is they want to look credible online. They want to get their online presence together so that because they have something to offer. So whether it be a nonprofit, we've had police departments, we've had entire cities, we've had huge construction companies, restaurants, you name it. What they have in common is they have something to offer. They have a message they want to share via their online presence.
Well, there you have it. Anything else we ought to address with the audience before we go? Maybe wrap it up. I think that free consult offer, and let me give the link again. It's 1000houses.com/LinkedIn now. What can it hurt? Just go there and see how you stack up in Italina's eyes, and you might find out that you could do some very simple improvements,
Totally.
or you might need a whole revamp. Who knows?
Absolutely. Yeah. And if people want to just check me out first, they can connect with me on LinkedIn or even Instagram. Just if you want to just see what I'm talking about, how beautiful it is, Instagram at Italina K. And to wrap it up, I will leave you with this. You have these free social media sites. You might as well use them.
Absolutely. And I'm a proponent of that. And I moved my inventory over to a Facebook business page. And then I used every source I could to drive people to that page. And, I used to spend a lot of money marketing my houses for sale. I don't spend hardly any money now. I don't even put signs in my yards anymore. I don't have to. I drove enough people to the Facebook business page, right, that are following, that I don't even have to put signs in my yards, and I have 4 days on the market.
That's incredible.
So, it took me a little while to figure it all out because I'm a slow learner, Italina. I'm a really slow learner. Yeah, I have to get hit in the head with a baseball bat of a concept before I get it. But then once I get it, I can turn up the fire on it pretty good. So. All right, my friends, I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by to get you some Italina Kirknis. I want to make sure I say that right. And please take advantage of your free consult and get a review. See where you might be lacking. See where you might be able to improve. Go to 1000houses.com/LinkedIn now. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'd like to thank Livecom, LIVECOMM.com for sponsoring this episode. We love you very much. And without you, I don't know how this episode would be possible. So thank you. All right, we're out of here. Bye now.